those are the things that the areas that they will going to fortify and or secure further. So next, ito po yung arrival ng ating mga NBI agents at the GSIS main building. Yes, sir. Teka muna, merong letter yon. Pakitignan. In effect, their presence was backed up by a letter properly received at about 5 p.m. 5:08 p.m. of the same day. Okay, ito po yung mga NBI agents. Okay, to sum up, there are 29 NBI agents. Nung una kasing investigation natin, ang nakuha pa lang natin nakita through CCTVs is 21. And after the conduct of the continuing investigation, we accounted 29 of them.
Please take note that none of the NBA agents had tactical gear with them. They were dressed as NBA agents, clearly identified, nakalagay, but none of them had tactical gear with them. They did not have a battering ram. They did not have provisions for shape charges to breach any door. So let's just make that clear.
Okay, to continue, please. Okay. These were the footages on malapit na to sa area kung saan nag-disburse ng firearm.
This is the NBI, this is the GSIS canteen, which is adjacent to the Senate second floor.
Okay, next. Okay. Again, site inspection at level 2 or second floor at 6:51 p.m. Out of the 29, there are 4 female NBI agents. Okay. Next. Okay. Minutes before the gunfires were heard, ay merong naririnig din na nagdi-drill dun sa when you are inside the Senate premises and as well as GSIS premises, because at the GSIS premises, particularly at the ground floor, may pinto po doon na steel door na pinortify ng ating maintenance or security ng GSIS. So yun po ay recorded, and this is the proof that this was recorded.
For the information of the body, all entrances from GSIS, Senate to GSIS, or GSIS to Senate, since early in the morning, were being fortified by the GSIS maintenance. They had duly informed the maintenance of the Senate that there was going to be drill work going on in all the doors of the Senate of the GSIS connecting to the Senate. So again, the GSIS management, the Senate maintenance management had information that there was going to be fortification of doors in the GSIS area. So hindi gulatan to because conspiracy theories were abounding, but they were duly informed.
Okay. So there was a drilling, and the drilling sound maririnig, and they put bolt after drilling. I think several bolts were put, and then naglagay ng mga steel cabinet. And that is in the ground floor or first floor. Take note of the time, that is 7:39 p.m. Next.
For the information of the body also, the GM found it better to secure the entrances going into GSIS because Senator Bato had called for a people power movement, and had there been anarchy in the building, the GSIS contains billions of pesos of worth of artworks that are displayed in their walls. Had there been an overflow of people going to GSIS, the losses would have been incredible. So it was better, he found it better for them to secure the doors so that there would be no commotion going inside to the GSIS building.
Next slide. Okay. The next slide will show what happened after the drilling in the ground floor. And then we'll go to second floor, and this will show the second floor area. On the right side is merong pinto doon coming from, if you're inside, you have to, on the right side merong hagdan doon. But before the hagdan may bintana and merong pinto. And this area, in this CCTV, was requested and or nakuha natin, secured from the CCTV of the Senate. This shows the NBI agents coming from the first floor kasi one by one sila paakyat. If marirecall mo, marirecall nyo po, ang sinabi ko kanina, there are areas A to I.
Just to add, this CCTV footage was from the Senate CCTV room, not the GSIS. So, the Senate security had full view of the people who were on that floor. Take note that none of the elements are in tactical gear. All of them were just in conference. None of them were in formation to attack the Senate. They were just checking out every floor that was in danger.
That's correct, sir. And we take note of the timeline. The timeline is 6:52 p.m. up to 7:01 p.m. Wherein 6:52 sila dumating sa area na yon, and then they left that area at 7:01 p.m. for the appreciation of our dear Secretary of Justice. And take note, nung umalis na sila, at 7:02 p.m. particularly, dalawa po ang naiwan dyan, na NBI agent. Agent Darwin Francisco and Antonio De Leon. Okay, so makikita nyo dyan, dalawa sila. They are with the uniform of NBI. And naglagay lang ng upuan dun sa may hagdan. Take note of the time that is they started posting themselves there at 7:02. And take note the earlier my earlier statement that that place is within the jurisdiction or control of the GSIS. Okay, next slide. At 7:44 p.m., 42 minutes after dun sa the viewing on the second floor veranda, ito
Okay, General Laplasca called the pause please, pause. Rewind please to when General Plaska was addressing the units. Rewind 15 seconds. There. At that moment, General Plaska called in the OSA operatives, including the PNP and the Marines, and gave the order to lock and load. So, in his order, you could see the Marines were cocking their guns. So it was lock and load. After which he proceeded to the hallway leading to the doorway where the NBI were previously reconnoitering. Okay, proceed.
Okay. So that's the video when they organize themselves to go to the area.
Take note that, pause please. Pause please. General Aplaska did it in full view of the press. In full view of the press, he gave the order of the lock and load, and he asked them to follow. He allowed them to follow up to a certain point. In normal situations, if there is a perceived confrontation, you will clear the building of all personnel because of possible stray fire. However, he allowed them to follow. Okay, proceed please.
Okay. So this is one angle of the video going to the exit door, going to the veranda.
As you can see, pause please. Pause. The Marines are in single formation according to their training, staying to the side of the wall. Okay, proceed.
Followed by the PNP.
Followed by the PNP, who formed a perimeter line at the very end, at the end of the hallway.
Okay.
Proceed.
Play. Next, take note of this time. This is the CCTV footage taken at the veranda. The CCTV footage is owned by the Senate, and we requested it, and binigay naman. At this will show, kung matatandaan nyo kanina, 6:50 something, 6:52 p.m. up to 7:01. Dumating yung bulk of NBI. And then, this is the actual video wherein makikita nyo may burst of fire. Merong usok.
Just to also be clear, makikita nyo during the video na may mga lights na dumadaan. Hindi puputok ng baril yun. Those are insects that are flying across the lens. But we will show you clouds of smoke and possible muzzle fire that actually occurred. Kasi makikita nyo mamaya may gumagalaw-galaw eh. Baka akala nyo nagpuputukan. Hindi po nagpuputukan yan. Those were instruments of, those were insects. Look at that. Insects yung gumagalaw na yan. Okay, go proceed.
Makibigay mo sa 7:46. 14 p.m. 7:46 yung operator. Makikita natin dito the first approximate time of a burst of fire. Yan, may usok na.
Teka muna. Rewind please. 3 minutes. Yan. Yung nasa may upuan siya. According to testimony of General Aplaska himself, he opened the door and he asked, "Sino ka?" The agent identified himself as NBI. Shortly thereafter, he fired 3 shots into the, not exactly to the direction, but 3 shots towards the to the vicinity of the NBI agent. And you can see the muzzle fire, the blast. Pakita mo, General. Rewind please, rewind. 10 seconds. Yan. 1, 2, 3. 3 firearms. 4.
Sunod.
Yan, papatok sila.
And nag-withdraw.
The NBI agent withdrew behind the air conditioning duct units. And because he was being fired upon, he discharged a cover fire. One. Take note that the cover fire was because he was under the impression that he was under attack. 2, 3.
Take note na yung muzzle niya
It was not pointed towards the Senate. It was pointed as cover fire because he was retreating. Okay, and then play.
Okay. Okay, next CCTV. So, The next CCTV,
At this point, the officer in charge instructed the agents, do not engage, do not engage. So they retreated. He was waiting for them. There was that's not a gunfire. Okay? He was waiting. The instructions were, do not engage. Agent Ledesma ba? Ledesma ba yung, sino yung, ano? De Leon. De Leon was in retreat. He was waiting. He was waiting. Forward a little. Forward a little.
forward.
There. Then that was after the exchange. That was after the cover fire. He looked behind if there was anyone following him, and they both retreated towards the canteen.
Okay. Back. This place, tandaan nyo, back. Back.
Rewind.
Rewind.
Dun sa former slide, not that one. Former slide. Sige, play mo yan. Ito yung makikita natin. That CCTV video is placed, the area is beyond this place. Okay, next. To further explain, play mo to. Play this video. Uy, nakorap na.
Conspiracy na to.
Hey. This video is owned by the Senate. So we requested this video. And meron din tayo. Yung area, dito na yan. And then, this is the boundary, may pinto. Beyond that is yung second floor. Nandyan yung mga OSAA personnel, including the Marines and Police.
Nag-start yun.
Before that, one slide before that. Sige. Play. Up. Take note, nakababa yung baril niya. Muzzle down. This is an NBA agent when he was being accosted and or being challenged by
General
the
Plaska.
OSAA General Plaska. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Okay, this is the video footage also owned by the Senate. If you are inside the building at the second floor, that one is Jemel Ledesma, sir. OSAA personnel, yung unang-una.
So, pause. If you can see, pause please. Pause. If you can see, the certain Mr. Ledesma, member of the OSAA, was peeking through the window. Sumilip siya. Sumilip siya dyan. Rewind nyo na konti. 5 seconds. Rewind na konti. 5 seconds. And there he is. Stop. Go. And look. He bent down. And he was peeking through the window kung sino on the dawn. So clearly he saw that there was one person in the premises. Okay? Continue. Stop. Where is Mr. Plaska? Dito.
Plaska, the one being held by...
The one
Yes.
being accosted, held by the back.
Yes, sir.
That is General Plaska. Okay? Watch this.
holding a long
Holding-
firearm.
He was holding a Scorpion CZ 9mm pistol carbine. Okay. Further, go. He opened the door. Opened the door. Asked. At that point, I think he was asking. And at that point, the NBI agent was retreating. At there, stop. You could see that suddenly the reactions of the Marines were in ready position. We assumed that this was the first time shots were fired by General Plaska. Continue. They closed the door. Continue. The office to the right is the office of Senator Ligarda. She was not there at that time. In a few seconds, mamamatay ang ilaw. There. They turned off the lights. The emergency lights went on. There. Emergency lights goes on in a few seconds. But there you could see the muzzle fire from the left. 1, 2, go play. Plaska went out. Okay. Continue. Then he came back. Continue. You can see muzzle fire. Plaska pointed the gun towards the window and tried to discharge the firearm. However, the gun jammed. He tried again. The gun jammed. And then his aide fixed the gun for him. Continue. After which, he discharged the firearm again. Mind you, there was nobody there. There was no shots being fired at them. Okay? After the last fire, this one of the 40 caliber, sinong agent ba to? He one last fire?
Iliano.
Montilla.
Sir.
Iliano.
Okay, they retreated. Okay? So, this is the retreat. Ito, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 2 minutes 30. 3 minutes 20. Okay, from all available video footage, from the time the door was opened and the first shots were fired until the last shot was fired, it took all of 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So you can see them here in retreat. The Marines are still holding steady in formation.
Ito yung before.
Entry pa to. Entry pa pala to. Entry pala to.
Another footage.
This is another footage. There, the press was held back, but they could see. Yung office ni Ligarde yata sa tabi, di ba?
Yeah.
Office ba ni Ligarde yun sa tabi niya? Yung dulo eh. Or just around the corner. Okay? Saan ka nakakita ng may shootout sa bay? Ganyan. Okay?
So, nung
Retreat.
nag-withdraw na sila, yan yung,
Retreat, take note of the time.
because the first shot was heard already.
Retreat ito. Forward, please. Forward. Next slide. Here is the picture of the NBI agents regrouping. This is footage from Channel 5. Okay, I arrived there approximately 8:35, after which I met with the senators and I gave instructions for the PNP to do mopping up operations, clearing operations in case we did not know the nature of the incident yet. Yet I instructed them to mop up the building to see if there are any unwanted persons in the area. Now, there was a report of, we will show it later, of a tactical bag being left at the scene. It was the bag of the NBI agent who was guarding that door. It was retrieved by a certain
Masaya.
Mr. Masaya, and his job was simply to retrieve the bag. He was not armed. He had identification with him, but he was arrested because at the fog of war, you were not sure of what his role was. So here is Zian Ambrosio, who was embedded into the operation by accident. She was not invited, it was by accident. So, okay, until now, I was in the premises. It was not clear to us what was happening. Okay. Now, shortly thereafter, forward it. Next slide. Okay, General, please explain the cartridges that are found.
Those are the documented CCTV videos, and of course, after the clearing operation, including the clearing of the bag that was left dun sa veranda kanina, SOCO operations were conducted. And during the SOCO operations, material to that is, of course, there was a discharge of firearm or shooting incident. We need to get pieces of evidence, particularly the fired cartridges. So in total, we have the SOCO recovered 44 fired cartridges. Particularly, merong 5.56 na na-recover doon sa veranda area outside, actually going to the garden in front of the canteen. Doon sa area na pinag-withdrawhan ni
This was consistent upon the agent who fired cover fire on his retreat as he was being fired upon by the as if fire was being directed to him by the OSAA. Ayun yung 556 na cartridges na nahanap. The others, General?
Yes. As well as doon sa outdoor yon, 5 pieces 5.56. Okay, and another outdoor dito sa may walkway kung saan nagkumpulan kanina yung mga NBI, there are 3 9mm part cartridges. Okay?